Couture is a Libertarian candidate who wants to be the next Charleston County Council member to represent the District 6 area. I speak exclusively with Melissa for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Melissa Couture, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. I understand that you are a Libertarian candidate for Charleston County Council's District 6 seat. And on your Facebook page, you said this quote, "I'm a white and a mother of three. I bring a unique libertarian insight into how to turn our challenges into opportunities to transform Greater Charleston into an advanced, forward-thinking region with the opportunity for all residents." Melissa, let me ask you this. What's your insight right now on District 6?
District 6 it's an oddly shaped district. It has lots of diversity. It goes from practically the beach, Johns Island, all the way up here. I'm almost in Somerville. I'm North Charleston.
Right.
So we have a large diversity of concerns. Yeah.
And what are the challenges in District 6 that you will actually turn into opportunities?
Traffic, housing costs. If we just need to think differently about how we tackle these, because libertarians are less government, more citizens engaging in finding solutions.
What are your solutions for traffic?
Traffic. Jump right into traffic. So, number one, we need to finish 526. Because my grandma lives on Johns Island, and every time there's a hurricane, it scares me that she's going to be stuck there. Because everybody's trying to get off these two tiny little bridges, and it takes hours sometimes. She's slept over my mother's house in West Ashley because she can't get home to Johns Island. And that's a problem, and that's a safety issue.
Safety.
Oh, yeah. Mass transit, we need rapid mass transit. I don't know, I'm not an expert. So what that looks like, I don't know, but we need something. So whoever puts forward the best plan that's cost effective and quick to implement and helpful would help with traffic. And I think we need zoning, an overhaul of how we do zoning, because if we have everybody living on this side of town and everybody works on this side of the town twice a day, you have an entire populations using the same roads to move from one space to another. So we need to intermix areas a bit more.
And what is your cost-effective plan to actually finishing, these projects?
I do not know. I'm assuming there are transportation experts who can explain options.
Okay.
And we can go from there, but I do not know that.
And let me ask you this. Have you been able to take a survey in District 6 as the people who still are in favor of 526 and the people who are against it?
I have not. Everyone I know personally is for it. I understand there's concerns about environmental impacts or our quaint little town. Well, we're not. We're a city. We've got to start acting like we're a city, because I understand, it's cute. I like Charleston. It has character. We want to keep that character, but we've got 1 million people. We're not, it's not 1980. We've got to act like we're a growing city.
And how do you keep the character of District 6?
I leave a lot of decisions up to the residents of, like, Avondale. Avondale's got a ton of character.
Yes. Because
they got input, and the people that live there and the people that work there come together and say, this is what we want our part of the community to look like. So that should happen all over Charleston.
And you talk about all over Charleston. A lot of people in Charleston County say that Lincolnville has been neglected by county council for some time now. Reportedly, they need an updated town hall and a fire station. Let me ask you this, Melissa. How forward-thinking are you when it comes to the future of Lincolnville?
Well, I live 2 blocks from Lincolnville.
Wow.
I'm right up here by Ladson Road.
Right.
I think, you know, I don't know much about their specific issues,
Okay.
but, you know, the county council's for the entire county. We can't just, you know, whoever screams the loudest gets the money. That can't be how we make decisions. It has to be a holistic approach, because everyone that lives in Charleston County deserves the benefits of living in Charleston County. So we should make sure our focus is on the whole area, not just, you know, West Ashley revitalization, Mount Pleasant traffic, stuff like that. We need to make sure everybody's included.
But what's your holistic approach to the future of Lincolnville?
I do not know.
Okay.
I don't have a specific answer for that.
Oh, no worries.
I'm willing to listen to what they need and what the residents need, and come up with a plan that includes them.
Okay.
I don't know what their specific requirements are.
Oh, no worries at all. But then how do you define quality of life right now in District 6?
Traffic. There's a lot of traffic. I sit in traffic. I have to drive my girls to, you know, we live up by Ashley Phosphate, and my
Right.
girls go to Hersey,
Sure.
which is down on Rivers.
Right.
So right now we're doing the remote school, but trying to get from my house to that school, it's 6 miles. It takes half an hour some days.
Wow.
Just, I don't, so, and I'm not the only one. I used to live in West Ashley off of 61, and I work in Ladson, and I'm trying to get over the river on 526 from 61 would take 45 minutes in the morning. What the specific answers to that are, I don't know, besides rapid transit. We need more roads. DOT needs a better plan. I don't know who's in charge of deciding where our roads go, but we need more options. We need more roads and better planning.
Where exactly is the development in District 6?
I think West Ashley. I like what they're doing around the mall with the multi-purpose and the medical things and apartments, and I like what they're doing there. Up here on Ashley Phosphate, we could rethink some of the developments we have here. Yeah, Rivers Avenue. There's parts of it that are looking quite nice, and other parts that, you know, we need to rethink.
Okay. And with this COVID situation affecting the local economy so badly, do you think it has affected sales tax revenues that the county needs to fund these projects?
I am sure it has, but I am also sure that government is not always as efficient and cost effective. So I think there's definitely ways to, you know, look at, I'm not the budget expert, but to look at each department and reduce overhead, waste, duplication, like any business would have to do. You know, when there's a economic slowdown, you got to cut what waste you can and get as lean as possible so you can keep providing the service even in downturns.
And, you know, let me turn to the Glenn Mcconnell Parkway. Obviously, the South Carolina Department of Transportation is currently working on several projects that will affect District 6. Mm-hmm. This will be a project that will add a flyover, I believe, at Magwood and Glenn Mcconnell. The 526 corridor project is a $1 billion plus project, I believe, and adding the second flyover would cost approximately $20 million. But some people in the area feel that is much needed. Why would a flyover be crucial, and where would the $20 million come from for this flyover?
Oh my goodness. I do not know where the $20 million would come from.
Okay.
I can't, that's an insane amount of money. That's hard to wrap your head around.
Okay.
I don't know.
And
for the price tag, are there ways to reduce the price tag? More bids, more competition tends to make the price go lower. Are there tweaks we can make to the design to make it lower? But we need to do something. And I haven't seen, all the exact plans, but I've lived through that left turn from Magwood onto Glen Mcconnell every morning, and it's a doozy. It's 3 or 4 cycles before you can move and get through the intersection. So.
And what should they do with the traffic right now at that particular location?
I'm not sure what they can do like today.
Okay.
They can encourage people to to go the other way. There is another way to go, not through, just keep going down 61. I don't know, because people have to get to work. I don't know what they can do immediately.
Okay. And let me ask you this too. Obviously, Charleston County Council is putting a question on the ballot to raise property taxes. Do you support raising property taxes to provide low-income housing for the county?
I don't support county council deciding to raise it. I support putting it on the ballot, and if people want to vote to raise their tax money to use it for low-income houses, that's fine. But I'm in favor of asking the residents instead of just unilaterally raising taxes. I'm a libertarian. We want less taxes all the time.
And speaking of residents, in the West Ashley portion of District 6, a large portion of the homes run along the Church Creek Basin, as you know. And according to some people, the watershed there has been neglected for years, and they say it has not been that a very good job has not been done as far as cleaning out the ditches and drains. Also, people who live in that area say that the houses have been built that should never have been built there. FEMA is currently buying out homes like the ones in Bridgepoint and Shadow Moss because they have filed claims for flood damage over the years, upward of 5 to 6 times. What planning practices would you put in place and look at for that particular area?
Oh yes, my mom lives in Church Creek in the subdivision, so I'm very familiar with the flooding issues. It is true there, though. Especially that little tiny bridge on 61 where the creek comes in, right. It is always dammed up. There's debris there. I don't know how often they clear it, but there is always debris there. It's never actually letting water through. So yeah, that needs to be looked at. Is there a way to add another channel for the water to get in and out to make the underside of that bridge bigger? I need an engineer. I don't know, but we need to do something about that. And as far as the development, people should be able, especially new development, people should be able to hold the developers accountable. And no fill and build. If you buy swampland, it should stay swampland. You bought swampland. That was your choice. You can't fill it in and build 1,000 houses on it. Oh goodness gracious, my brain's just blanked.
No worries. Let me ask you this: how many FEMA homes have been built that should not have been built in your mind?
Oh, probably a lot. I don't have a number, but I'd like to point out that people get mad at the developers. Oh, the developers, they shouldn't do this and they shouldn't do that. Well, they should be just as mad at the government. The government said, okay, yeah, no, that's a great idea. Fill in that lake and build houses there. Here's your permit. We wholeheartedly think you should do this. So it's a combination of the government's letting them do this and they're doing it. So it's not just the developers. They have permission from the government to build these houses.
And let me ask you this. What do you want the developers to bring in as far as incentives for these people who want low-income housing in the District 6 area?
I'm okay with, the city of Charleston does ratios. A certain number are going to be affordable housing, either of houses or apartment units. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with quotas for, every 100 houses has 10 that are below market value, or however they decide that. That's good. That's okay.
Let me ask you this too, Melissa. How many people have sold their homes and moved out of District 6 in the past 5 years, for instance?
Oh, I have no idea. I just bought my first home.
Oh, congratulations.
In Charleston. So
well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And let me ask you this. On day one, Melissa Couture would do what on county council?
Oh, day one, I pushed to remove the sales tax on unprepared food at grocery stores. It's very, I know it's completely out of left field, but it's such a horrible, horrible tax. People have to buy food. You have to buy food. And we're going to put a regressive sales tax that impacts the lowest income of everybody the most. So you have to have food in your budget, and we are going to tax that. The state of South Carolina removed the sales tax from unprepared food, and a bunch of other counties have too. So I think Charleston should follow and remove that grocery sales tax.
Speaking of groceries, how would you go about helping the city of North Charleston and Charleston County bring a grocery store to the south end of North Charleston?
I think everybody should have low taxes, but tax incentives are always good. And I think having a holistic overall approach to the entire neighborhood instead of just we're going to throw a grocery store, because there's a reason there's not a grocery store there. Either there's not enough traffic, or they can't find employees, or whatever reason, it's not a viable place. So we have to help make the neighborhood vibrant and that will support a grocery store. Because yeah, everybody should have access to a grocery store. So we should tax incentives and looking at the entire area as a whole to support a grocery store.
Have you been able to go to that area and see if its grocery store is even needed?
Well, my kids go to Hershey, and so I'm on that stretch. I don't know if there's a. I know there's a Save-A-Lot.
Yes, ma'am.
But I love a Save-A-Lot.
Okay. Okay. Well, Melissa Couture, thank you so much for your time, and again, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.